Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be about how you can make your own basic sleeve pattern. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So the first thing would be to have your pattern paper unfold just like this. And the fold should be based on your bicep measurement divided by 2 plus 3 inches extra. So in this case, the bicep measurement is 12 inches divided by 2, which gives me 6 inches, and then I added 3 inches extra. So the next thing I'm going to do would be to mark 1 inch, and that would be my starting point. So I'm just going to mark 1 inch all through, and then I'm going to connect all of the dots with a straight line. So the next thing would be to determine the cap height. So the cap height for this measurement is 3.3. You can determine your cap height by dividing your bust measurement by 12 plus half an inch extra. So for this measurement, the bust circumference is 34 inches divided by 12 plus half an inch, which gives me 3.3. I'm going to mark 3.3 all through, and then I'm going to connect that with a straight line. So the next thing would be to determine the length of the sleeves. For these sleeves, the length is going to be 11 inches. So I'm going to mark 11 inches all the way, and then I'm going to connect all of the dots together with a straight line. The next thing for us to do would be to introduce our sloper from the last video. So if you haven't seen this video, I'm going to link that in the description box. So we need to determine from the top of the armhole right there to the chest line. So for me, that was 7.5. So from the top to the chest line. So I'm going to mark 7.5 on the second line, which is the cap height line right there. So 7.5, and then I'm going to add half an inch for ease, which gives me 8 inches. So I'm going to connect that dot to the very top right there with a straight line. So once this is done, the next thing would be to determine the midpoint of that line. So this line is currently 8.5. I'm going to fold the tape measure in 2 just to determine the midpoint of 8.5. So I'll place it right back, and then I'm going to mark the midpoint of 8.5 just in the middle. Once I was done with that, the next thing would be to come up by half an inch at that midpoint. And then I'm going to connect the midpoint to the very top using the French curve, just like this. And then I'm also going to connect the midpoint to that very point with a straight line, just like this. So this curve we just formed is the back armhole. So here is the back armhole. So the next thing for us to do would be to draw out the front armhole. So from the midpoint, I will draw a curve to the top as well. Just like this. And I'm also going to connect the lower part from the midpoint to the end, just like this. So this is the front armhole that we just drew out, and the first one was the back armhole. So the next thing would be to determine the sleeve width or the sleeve opening for the sleeves. So the sleeve width for the sleeves is 12 inches. And because this is on fold, that's going to be divided by 2, which gives me 6 inches. So I'll mark 6 inches down. Then I'm going to connect that point to the very top. So I'm going to do that with a straight line. And we are basically done with this pattern. So I'm going to cut out the back armhole first. And after which, I'm going to also show you how to cut out the front armhole. So here is the back armhole, which I'm cutting out. And then I'm going to cut out this excess part as well. And then I'll open it up to show you what it looks like. So here is what it looks like. And this part is the front armhole. So I'm going to cut out that part right now. And that is the back armhole. So we are going to cut out the front armhole right now. And we're basically done with the sleeve pattern. So here is the front armhole and here is the back armhole. Thank you so much for waiting till the end of this video. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't get to miss any of my videos. Thank you so much.